Good morning, Flosstube. Welcome to my channel. I am Tamara. I am PD Stitcher here on YouTube and over on Instagram. This is my channel that's mostly about cross stitch with a little bit of life stuff sprinkled in. I love when I watch other Flosstubes to get to know my Flosstube friends, my stitchy friends, and to learn about what's going on in their lives. So I share a little bit about my life with y'all. Usually that's at the end, so if you are only here for the cross stitch, you can sneak out before I hit life stuff. If you are new here, welcome. Love to have you stick around, see if there's anything here that you like, and if so, hit the subscribe button and join us. I've had a little uptick in subscribers recently, and for all of you, welcome. I'm so excited that you're joining me here. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. Thank you for coming back every couple of weeks to see my progress and to hear about, what's going on here in the PD area of South Carolina with my little life. I am PD Stitcher, which is because I live in the PD region of South Carolina, which is near Myrtle Beach. I'm about an hour and a half inland, hour and a half inland, depending on traffic, from Myrtle Beach. So that's where the PD part comes in. Buster's trying to make a little appearance back there. He's laying on the bed next to me. I'm obviously in a chair. I'm not on the bed, but the bed is next to me. Today is Sunday, November 13th. Yes, Sunday, November 13th. Sorry, this past week has been a crazy whirlwind, and I'll get into that when I talk about life, but all of the days are just mushed together for me now. It's about 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm getting a little bit of sunlight coming in through the window. Hopefully it will continue as I film and we'll get decent light. As you can tell, I have a ring light going on so we can have good light. I apologize that you see it in my glasses, but if I don't wear my glasses, I can't see, so sorry. What do we have today? I have a start. I actually started a new project to make up for all the finishes that I had in October. So I have a new start. I have a few whips. Whips, if you are new, are works in progress. There's a lot of acronyms that the Flosstube community and cross stitchers use, and I'll try to explain what they are as I say them. Sometimes I just say them and forget. But a whip is a work in progress, and I have a few of those. I have a little bit of happy mail and then some life stuff at the end. So let's get started. I have a new start, like I said. And I'm sorry I forgot to take this out of the thing. And it's easier to see the cover photo when it's not in the plastic. But in the meantime, as I'm trying to get it out of the plastic, it's going to go crinkle, crinkle. I apologize for that. So I'm working on Royal Nutcrackers. I started this on November 1st, I believe. And this is from Bobbie G Designs. I have a neighbor who has become very, very close to our family. They've been like grandparents to my kids the whole time we've lived here. They moved in about a month after we moved into this house, and they've seen my kids grow up, and they've just been wonderful. And well, they collect nutcrackers, and every Christmas we go over to their house to exchange gifts, and their house is just covered in beautiful nutcrackers. They go up the stairs, they're all over the living room, and so I am making this for him. Because the husband of the family is the one who collects nutcrackers. I don't know when it'll be done. I'm hoping for next year's Christmas, because it definitely won't be this year's Christmas, but I have made some pretty good progress. This is on 32 count Faun from Picture This Plus. I am not going to show a before picture because before it was just a plain piece of fabric. But here's where it is. So I've started on the border and then started working my way through a few of the nutcrackers themselves. I had to kind of, the border gets kind of boring, though, at least the burgundy. So I would do some burgundy, and then I'd come in and stitch some of the Nutcracker and some of this little border here with the little ornaments and such. And all of those, there's a lot of backstitch that's going to happen, which is why I said I'm not sure it's going to be done by this Christmas, because that's a lot of backstitch, and I'm not even halfway done with the stitching part. So. But it'll be a good gift for next Christmas. So that was one. So let me backtrack. I get tied up over my words a lot. So Whip Go, when Jessie Marie from Jessie Marie Does Stuff pulled the Whip Go numbers for November, one of them was a new start, 5 days on a new start. And so that was my new start for November. The other one was 10 days on pandemic. I think I've done maybe 4 now. So here is what it's going to look like when it's done. And here is what it looked like the last time I shared it with you all. And here is where it is now. And I do not remember what this fabric is. I know it's 40 count something. I will put all of this in the show notes below because I didn't write anything down. So, but this is where it is. I'm working my way across. I'm using a color palette that I got from, I think the website is colorpalettes.com. It will also be in the notes below, as well as the colors that I'm using. It's, it's Stitch Palette, that's what it is. I love that site to choose colors because you look for a picture. They have all kinds of pictures. This was of like a iceberg, glacier-y type situation, and these were all the colors in it. It was gorgeous. And so you choose a picture where you like the colors, and it gives you what those would be in DMCs. So it's a really neat way to kind of pick a color palette. So I will put that in the show notes below, the colors that I'm using. I've done maybe, like I said, 4 days on that. I did not stitch at all yesterday, which would have been another day on that if I had stitched. We'll get into that in the live section. But I did get a good bit of stitching done on Friday for that. So I might count Friday as 2 days because I got a lot of stitching done on Friday on that, and that's all I worked on. So the next thing is December from the Cricut collection. And this is the last month of their monthlies, obviously. And I've already done January through November. So when I finish this, I'll have all of them done, and then I'll figure out how I want to fully finish them. But here's where it was the last time you saw it. And here's where it is now. And this is on 32 count Picture This Plus sterling. And no, I didn't iron, so it's a bit wrinkly. But I'm working on the B. And the B's almost done. I have a little bit left to go on that. And then the E and the R, and I might have a finish on this before the end of the year. That would be nice. And then I can start next year with all of them done and maybe actually get to display them. Imagine that. If you're new here, I don't fully finish things. Ever. They get done, they finish. I finish them, and then they get put away because fully finishing scares me. I don't sew. I can stitch, I don't sew. So making things into pillows or any of that stuff is not going to happen. Not if I'm doing it. I might pay somebody else to do it, but I'm not going to do it. I don't even own a sewing machine. I have never finished anything as a flat using sticky board. However, I did just purchase some sticky board, so I can attempt to finish some things. Maybe the next time I see y'all. I do have some time off at Thanksgiving, so I might try my hand at fully finishing some things that weekend. We will see. And then the last whip that I have is The Office. Here's what it's going to look like when it's done. And here is what it looked like the last time you saw it. We are big Office fans here. This is on, I have no idea what fabric. That will also be listed in the show notes below. I don't know why this is creased so bad. I'm definitely going to have to iron that soon so I can get that crease out. But it's getting there. I don't know why I thought this would be smaller. I should have done this on 40 count so it would have been the size that I thought it would be. But I think I can find a hoop big enough to finish this in, because it will be a circular pattern project piece when it's done. So I'm hoping I can find a hoop big enough to finish it in. But so I just have obviously some down here and all of this over here, but this is also one that I'm hoping to get a finish on by the end of the year. We shall see. That is the goal. I hope I make it. Because that's another one that's supposed to be a gift for someone. And yeah, it won't be this Christmas's gift. Maybe a birthday this next year. They do have a birthday midway through the year next year, so that might be where we head with that. So those are my whips. This is going to be a very short floss tube. I don't have a lot of stories to tell today, and I'm tired. It's been a week. So I do have some stitchy kindness. I won a giveaway from Laura and Joe at the Slovak Forum, and I won the stocking ornament number 2 from Sigrid Designs. Sorry, I couldn't read backwards. So this will be a cute little stocking ornament to do, and it's 36 by 70. I could probably whip this out in, a week, a month. Most people could probably whip it out in a day. Yeah, that's not me. That's not me. But thank you, Joe and Laura. I am so far behind in watching Flosstubes that I am excited when I actually catch a Flosstube before the person's next Flosstube comes up. That's the goal right now, is just to watch one before their next one goes live, because I'm tragically behind. I just have not had time to watch Flosstube or Stitch or much anything. So that leads me to one more thing before life. So last year I finished Gingerbread Hollow from the Victoria Sampler. And I thought, with the Christmas season coming up and gingerbready time and all that stuff, I would like to share the stash. So if you are interested in stitching Gingerbread Hollow, please comment gingerbread, all one word, in your comment below. Please don't use the word giveaway, win, prize, any of those things that bring out the bots and the spammers who just, try to win giveaways so that they can resell stuff or whatever they do with it. I would like this to go to a stitcher who's actually going to stitch it. You must be 18 so I can have your address. If you're not 18, get your parent to enter so that I can get their address, because, we want to be all legal and do things the right way here. So if you're interested in stitching gingerbread hollow, comment gingerbread below. I wish I thought to bring out my finished product so y'all could see it. It's really cute. So now, why am I so tired? It's time for life. So if you were just here for stitching, thank you for coming. Thank you for hanging out. I'll catch you later. If you were interested in sticking around and hearing about what's going on with my life, you can stay here. I'll talk about it for a few more minutes and then we'll say goodbye. So this week was crazy. This past week, my youngest, for those of you who are new or don't remember, I have 5 children. My oldest is a boy, and then I have 4 girls. My oldest is a nurse. He does his thing. He's on his own. Then I have one who's kind of doing her thing. She's moved out. She's got an apartment. She's working full-time-ish, doing well. Then I have her twin, who is in college and lives at home. And then I have 2 youngers who are high school age. One is a senior and one is a freshman. So my freshman, and we homeschool. So, well, I've always homeschooled all my kids until this year's senior decided she wants to go to school because she wants to graduate from the school that she's competed for track and field and cross country for the last 6 years. So she's going to public school this year. And then my youngest is still being homeschooled. She will potentially make the transition to public school before she graduates too, because she also does sports for our local high school. Well, she's played club soccer all fall, not for school, but travel. And then she's decided that she's going to take up a new winter sport. She's going to do wrestling. So those practices started this week. And from what I've been told, she's actually getting pretty good at it. So that's a new adventure. I know nothing about wrestling. We had a parent meeting for wrestling the beginning of this week. He was explaining the point system, and yeah, I'm just going to have to hope that somebody tells me if she wins, because I won't know. I won't know if she's won. I can watch and assume maybe she's won, but somebody's going to have to actually tell me that she's won. I don't understand it, but I'm excited for her. And I think it's good that this is something none of my other kids have done. And as the youngest of 5, most of the sports she's played, somebody else has done from our family, because that's just the nature of the beast. All my kids have done sports or theater, or they've all done something. And so, it's stuff she's been exposed to and she enjoys. But this is something new. So she started wrestling this week. So that was 3 days this week that she had practices. Tuesday was election day. Public schools were closed because most of our public schools are also polling places. So my one who goes to public school did not have school. It was fall break for the college, so my one who's in college didn't have school. So I had work. My husband had to work. So we went off to work, and the kids just kind of did their thing, and they had a day to just hang out. Didn't have sports that afternoon, which was kind of nice. So that was kind of a laid-back, easy day. Then the week got crazy because we live in South Carolina. And for those of you who don't know, there was a tropical storm / hurricane that came through, hit Florida, came up through South Carolina on Thursday, Friday. So this week was supposed to be, and it was, the state cross-country championships. My daughter who runs, my senior, last week was the state cross-country qualifier, and she qualified for her first time ever. She's had some really rough state qualifiers over her 6 years of running, because she started in 7th grade. She's had one where she was very, very sick and ran. We didn't know what was wrong with her. She got sick in the middle of the night and chills and all that stuff, and we thought it was just nerves. She ran. That afternoon she was done, just exhausted, and was knocked out for 3 or 4 days with whatever it was. And she had one where she got tripped early into the race, fell, had to get up and catch up, and then last year she was in a boot for a stress reaction in her foot from June until September, and then didn't really run much after that, like, wasn't allowed to run a lot right away. And she only did 2 meets before state qualifier. And so state qualifier happened, and it was on a really difficult course. And she hadn't really had a chance to train, so she didn't qualify. So this year, she qualified. It's her first year. It was very exciting. So we had state championship this week. Well, we have, our school systems are 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A. We are 4A. The high school where she runs is 4A. So 1A, 2A, and 5A had theirs on Thursday. Well, tropical storm wasn't going to come through here until Thursday night, Friday day. So Thursday they were able to get theirs in. They moved everything a little earlier, tried to, do awards while other groups were running so that they could just smush it all together, get it all done before the storm came in. Great. Well, 3A and 4A were supposed to be on Friday. Couldn't do it on Friday. We had a tropical storm. In fact, Friday morning, we were all awakened at 4 a.m. with the emergency alert system on our phones going off saying we were under a tornado warning. So got everybody up, went downstairs, hung out downstairs for 30 minutes until the tornado warning went away, and then we were under tornado watch the rest of the day until like 3 p.m. So it was not safe conditions to take a team or a individual or anybody in a vehicle to go run. So they moved it to Saturday. Well, we had already planned for a big thing on Saturday evening. So then we had the meet in the morning yesterday and a party yesterday evening because my child, who runs, she verbally committed to Clemson to run track and cross country. Well, this is National Signing Week, and we got her letter of intent in an email this week, and we had planned a party for last night so she could sign and have her friends and other adults who have been very influential in her life come and celebrate with her while she signed. So we had planned that. We still had it. So we went to her state championship meet yesterday in the morning, got home about 2, and then had a party at 5. I didn't stitch yesterday. I had a lot going on. But she did really well at the state championship meet. The top 15 runners are all state, and she came in 4th. So she went from never qualifying to being the first female athlete from her school to be an all-state cross-country runner. So that was pretty exciting. And then the signing last night was very exciting, and it's been, so I don't know what day it is. I don't even really know my name. I'm tired. It's been a long week. I have a long week coming up just because I usually work part-time, 8:30 to 1:30 every day. May stay till 2 some days, but I'm usually done by 2 and leave and get to come home. Well, this week we've got some people who are out and doing stuff at a conference, so I'm working full days for Monday through Wednesday this week. So I will be gone from 8:30. Our offices are open from 8:30 to 5:30, so I'll be working 8:30 to 5:30. I'm taking stitching with me because there's not going to be a lot for me to do, but I need to be there to answer phones. So when I'm not answering phones, I have nothing to do. So I'm actually get some stitching done at work this week. We'll see. I'm planning to take the office with me. It sounds like a good plan to take the office to the office. It's also got smaller motifs throughout the piece that I can just work on something small and not have to really stress about the pattern or anything. So I'm hoping I'll have a lot of stitching to show y'all in 2 weeks, which, y'all, that's going to be Thanksgiving weekend. This year is flying by. I don't know where it's gone, except for like weeks this past week where it was just insane. So thank y'all for joining me. I always get to the end and I'm really awkward because I don't know what to say. I know for a while there I was given like inspirational quotes, and the last few times I haven't because I haven't looked one up before sitting down to film. And so I don't have one for y'all this week, but y'all just stay happy, stay healthy, keep stitching. Bye.